Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this podcast episode. This episode is going to be on land and home clearings. And this is, I'm going to even call it its own modality, although ultimately, I learned it through mediumship, but honestly, they touched on it in Reiki. I have been doing this since learning my Reiki, and they touched on it all along the way. But when I just did my advanced mediumship, we took it to a whole nother level. We took it to a deeper level than I've ever known it before. And I actually started doing some of this stuff a little bit intuitively throughout the mediumship course before we even learned it, because it was one of the last modules or near the end. And I started doing this because what was coming up in my mediumship, my advanced mediumship journey, is actually, or even before that, was empathy. And so that I was picking up on things around me, not necessarily within me. And so I was really starting to be aware or become aware of what was mine and what wasn't mine, and how I was reacting to the environments around me, and what was it that was causing me to react in what, in each certain way, right? In what situation. So we learned land and home clearings through mediumship, and this is the deep practice that I bring to this offering. So I actually offer land and home. It's a 7-day land and home clearing for you, if that's what you would like, in your environment. And it makes a huge difference. But actually, I actually wanted to talk to you before even offering this to you, because this is what I want to offer to you first. I have been doing this for, like I said, for a very long time. Since initially, I remember when I was first got my Reiki, and they were talking about you can use your Reiki to clear your home, to clear your space or whatever. And so I was doing this. I actually remember doing this in the tractor. When you're just driving back and forth, round and round in fields, your mind starts to wander. You start, and you can do this stuff, right? You can do energy clearings distance. You can do energy clearing, just through mind, right? You can just, so I was like driving around in the tractor and doing this before we even had this house at our rental house. I've been doing clearings, home clearings and space clearings since the very beginning. So what I want to offer you first is, number one, decluttering. Decluttering is one of the first things that I learned to really, really move through some energetic spaces. The past stuff that I hold on to, that is material stuff, even energetic stuff. I'll go in and I will do a whole spiel. I didn't actually expect this one to be this long, but I have 3 pieces for you today to speak about, and I'm pretty passionate about each and every one of them. Although, okay, I am. So here we go. The first one is decluttering. Number 1, write this down. Decluttering and act upon it. So this has helped me significantly by going through my home, going through my stuff, and moving out, clearing out the stuff that I no longer needed. Now, I do this at least once a year. They call it like spring cleaning or whatever. There was a point in my life that I did this like 4 times a year, like every season. I would go through the house and but as I was healing, as I was shifting, as I was changing, the stuff that I would need to hold on to or want to hold on to, the things that I was still using, the things that resonated with me, because as we do the healings, we resonate at different levels. Okay. So when I first began, like I was down here, I shouldn't say down here, but like I was at the beginning, right? And I was doing my healing, and that was like, stage one. And so I cleared out the things that I didn't need in stage one. So then I did more healing, more shifting, more moving through, made different decisions, made different choices, up-leveled and up-leveled some more and up-leveled some more, and changed and shifted. So then the objects in my home needed to change and shift as well. So as I started bringing in new objects like, the painting, the blankets, the sayings behind me, the books on the shelf, all of the things, even and more, right? And more. New clothes in my closet, new bedding, new just in I'm just thinking about like in every single room, there have been some updates, there's been some upgrades, and there have been some shifts. As I have up-leveled, then I have raised the vibration of the material objects in my home as well. And so I've also shifted out, and it doesn't make the other ones bad or wrong or whatever. It just makes them unnecessary. And then it's just extra baggage. It's extra weight. It's extra stuff that we don't need to hold, right? We don't need to hold it. We don't need it. So that's when you start to donate it. That's when you start to, give it to family and friends if they're willing. You recycle, you reuse, you toss, you do what you need to do, or you transform it into something that is up-leveled. So in some cases, it's like a piece of furniture. Well, I don't care for this furniture, how, it is right now. I will change it. I will shift it. Maybe I'll paint it. Maybe I will add something to it. Maybe I'll take something away from it. All the things, right? You up level and you make new and you just change and shift the objects and the materials in your home. Now, this goes for more than just, like decluttering goes for more than just like material objects. That's what I solely and most, kind of like you clean out your closets, you clean out your drawers. Like I'm serious, you clean out your garage, you clean out everything, and you just, you move it out. It's done. That phase is done. And the more you hold on to these objects, the more energy it takes. Now, it seems silly to have a closet full of stuff that's taking your energy, but it does. And it holds a bad energy. I shouldn't say a bad energy. It holds a past energy. It holds a lower vibration. It's like you're holding on to things that aren't relevant anymore. And that takes energy to do, or that maybe it saps your energy or drains your energy, right? Now, what I was beginning to say is, this goes for more than the material objects. This also goes for what relationships need to be up-leveled or shifted or changed, what time and schedule, like energetic, look in your daytime or your calendar. What do you need to shift and change? What finances need to shift and change? What all the energy things, right? Go through your emails, go through your computer, your digital, right? Go through all of that. If you have like a TV that records TV shows or anything like, I was going to say virtual or digital like that, clean out your digital life as well. Just clean it all up. Now, this is going to take more than a weekend. Give yourself more than a weekend. Give yourself a little grace here, but start the process. Start the process. I've been in this process for I started this in 2011. So 12 years. I've been in this process for 12 years. And it never really ends. As I was mentioning, you just kind of up level your energy, and then you continue to up level your home and your spaces and your energetic being in the way of even like your virtual or your schedules, like I was talking about, or anything like that. So the first one, if you're writing it down, the first one I wanted to speak about today was decluttering. This is going to like play a huge, huge, huge piece to clearing your home, clearing your energy, clearing all of your storage spaces, it's going to make you feel lighter. And that's what we're going for. When we say love and light, we actually mean like lighter, like actually like light, like sunlight, light, like the lights, right? Lights, bringing light, but also bringing like light, meaning like when it's dark, we can't really see. So bringing light to something means like bringing awareness, bringing clarity to something, right? Lighten it up, lighten it up. And so also like light versus heavy, right? All of the things that encompass light, love, and light brings so much light to the situation. Okay, the second piece is deep cleaning. So it actually kind of goes along. I'm just like, why did I think that these were two different things? But once you get things moved out, go in there. I guess it is a little bit different, but once you get the material things moved out, go in there and scrub it down and, do all of the deep cleanings. Clean in the drawers, clean in the cupboards, clean off all the shelves, and clean the corners, and clean the baseboards, and do the deep cleanings, all of the things that you may or may not do like on a daily basis. So make sure your house, your home, your space is getting quite a deep clean. Okay? Next to this, that's the physical clean. So in decluttering, I was talking about taking out the physical stuff and the energetic stuff, the virtual stuff and the energetic, switching of your calendar, switching of your schedule, switching of, your relationships, your friendships. And so I'm going back to decluttering a little bit, but it's all part of the same story. Is that clearing that energy will make space for the new stuff to come in, right? And it will lighten you up. I was going down a different path than that. So let me just keep going because I forget what it was. I think it was something about relationships, but if it comes back to me, I will just mention it. Okay. So moving on, going back to the deep cleaning. So as we're doing that, where I was going, I know my stories bounce all over the place, and that's okay. Is cleaning out energetically. So now we get into bringing in the things like your essential oils, your smudges, your candles, doing a Reiki cleanse, doing an energetic cleanse, adding crystals for energy clearings, adding beautiful music, adding beautiful art pieces, and just uplifting it energetically in those ways, in the ways of adding, as I just mentioned, like the music or the crystals or the essential oils, all of the things, and doing an energetic clearing in the space. So once we do a declutter, once we do a deep clean, then we go forth and we do like an energetic clean with the smudging or the essential oils and the music and all of that stuff. So the Reiki is a beautiful way to do it. That is the first way that I learned how to do it, and it really, really uplifts everything. Okay. So that was number 2. Number 1 was decluttering. Number 2 was doing that deep clean, physical clean and energetic clean. And once we do that, we kind of have this space that feels a lot better. We have an energy that feels a lot better. We gain a lot of clarity. I remember what I was going to say. Okay, as we're going through all of this, as we're shifting all of this stuff, as we're going through our material objects, our stuff, it's going to bring up a lot of, I shouldn't say maybe emotions, but it's going to bring up a lot of like memories. It's going to bring up the emotions that go along with the memories. It's going to bring up the thoughts, the thought patterns. And if you're on this healing journey, as all of my clients are, right? If you're watching this, I know you are. So as you're on this healing journey, it's going to bring up your stuff. So also grab a pen and a notepad and start writing down what's coming up for you, what's going on, how do you feel, what are the thoughts you're thinking, kind of what's going on in your body, like how do you feel in your body? So kind of what are the emotions, and then what do you feel in your body? Two different things. So when I say what do you feel, physically and emotionally and even mentally, right? What's coming up in your mind, in your thoughts, right? So as you're going through all of this whole process of this land and home clearings, really take note of what's coming up for you. Okay. So this is the way that we can start to really dig in. This is the way that we can really start to process some of this stuff. And I'd have to tell you, or like I did tell you, I started this process 12 years ago. And it was one of the first processes that I started alongside my healing, my energetic healing journey. And it's continued to this day. So when I was in my deep, deep healing, like I said, I probably did this process, and it's nothing structured. It's just dive in, clean off your closet, your cupboards and your bookshelves. And this is my desk. So clean out your desk. There's a closet that way. Sorry if you're watching the video, I was pointing. If you're listening to the audio, I have been pointing around the room a little bit to showcase, I guess, when I'm meeting. But you get the point. It still all makes sense. So yeah, clean out your cupboards, clean out your closets, clean out your drawers, clean out your sheds and your garages and all of the things. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. You can even go so far. Someone needs to hear this. I have not done this, but someone needs to hear this. You can go so far as to repaint and redecorate, and you buy new furniture and do all of that stuff. Just up level and shift your energy. Okay. That was kind of the piece that you could do at home. I guess a final note or another note on this topic of things that you can do. So your energy, your space, your home and your land, make sure you get outside. The universe is tell these people they're now so focused on their home. Make sure they get outside. Is there a fence around your yard? Does it need beautifying? Lawn maintenance? Do you have sheds outside that need cleaning? Do you have garden spaces, flower spaces, lawn spaces that need tending to? Is there anything that you can do to beautify it? So once you tend to the spaces that are already there, is there anything that needs to be done to beautify it? Is there something that needs to be added? Do you need to add more garden space? Do you need to add maybe a little fairy garden? I'm not sure why that's coming up, but someone needs to hear that. I have in the past had a fairy garden, and I pulled my fairy garden or my fairy pieces out again as it's spring here. And I will be using some of them in my flower pots this year as well. So do you need to build a little fairy garden? Do you need to beautify? Do you need to energetically up level and shift your land spaces? Okay, the space in your yard, the space around your home. So if you've been listening along, if you know a little bit about this, you probably know that each human, our bodies, our energy is more than just our physicalness, right? Our energy is more than just our physical bodies. We also have this aura, this essence that surrounds us. It's bigger than just our physical bodies, our physicalness, right? That's the same with our houses. Our houses essence goes beyond our home. So that's where it encompasses the yard. That's where it encompasses the space around it, right? So we have, like, there's your physical home. And then there is, the next layer of the aura or the energetic beingness of the home. And then, it's kind of gradual. But your home's essence, your home's energy is actually much bigger than the physical space of the house. So get outside, beautify it, tend to it, take care of it. Make it your own, make it your space. Do what works best for you. Uplift it in a way that really, really uplifts you and your family. Okay. So that is the stuff that you can do at home. That's your homework. That is a huge piece of the land and energy clearing. So then the third piece is actually where I can come in, where I can help you. Or if you have any of this knowledge yourself, you can go in and you can do some energy work as well. But the third piece is, once you kind of go through and you clean all that stuff out and you feel better and you feel more uplifted, there's a deeper cleaning, there's a deeper energetic cleansing that can happen that has made a huge impact on me and my family. Like I said, I had been doing this for all this time, and each time I got deeper, each time I, went a little more, each time I really, really did what I knew how to do at the space that I knew how to do it. And then I took my advanced mediumship course and learned this process to really dig deep. Energetically, it went beyond anything that I'd ever been taught before. It was more than just smudging your home. It was more than just adding crystals. It was more than just going through your closets and moving furniture around, right? Which I want to stress how important that is. I'm not saying that's not important. Actually, if I am to do, I could do a clearing for you at whatever stage you're at. Absolutely, I can do a clearing whatever stage you're at, for sure. But the more you do on your side, the deeper I can go. Because if I'm coming in and clearing out the things that possibly could get cleared out by you just doing a decluttering, going through your home and going through doing a decluttering or a deep cleaning, or adding in the positive vibes at, like, as I mentioned, through the music, the crystals, the essential oils, smudging or energy clearing, Reiki clearing, or whatever, then what I'm doing is essentially when I do energy clearings, how do I need to word this? I do them from where you're at. So this is coming through body talk. Is that they're kind of like first things first, right? Even if you come in and you're just like, I want this certain thing healed, it's kind of like, okay, first things first. This needs to be healed before this is healed, before this is healed, before this is healed, right? So if it's kind of like, if you haven't done a lot of the energetics and clearings where you're at, that's all I expect. That's all anyone ever expects. And so when I come in and I do the clearing for you, all I can clear is where you're at. So it is a phenomenal 7-day energy clearing of your home. But the more you do early on, the deeper I can go after that. Okay? So once the physical's done, once kind of the energetic, right? All of the stuff is done, the third piece is I can go in, or you reach out to whomever offers these, whoever you feel drawn to or called to. But as you're watching this, right, it's something that I offer. It's something that I do. Is I can go in and I can do a phenomenal energetic cleanse on your house. And this cleanse goes in and it goes deeper into any of the energy that I have ever witnessed before in any of the initial phases that I was in, right? And so it goes in and it does things like closes portals, removes any entities, any negative energy for sure, any curses, any attachments. It can set boundaries around it does set boundaries around your home, depending on what kind of boundaries are set already. It can really enhance these. It changes the integrity, I shouldn't say, the integrity of your home. So it can really like energetically support the structure of your home. I don't know how to explain this, but the physicalness, everything is impacted by energy, right? So even like the strength of your walls. As I did this and as I was practicing it, doing my practice sessions, like I strengthened the walls of people's homes energetically. I shifted spaces and I shifted out energies, and I cleared lines and I cut cords, and it's a massive 7-day. So it kind of I shouldn't say it starts out slow, but it does. Like I go in, I open up, I do a general clearing, and then I do a second general, a little bit deeper. So it kind of like builds up, and then I do the massive, like I get really deep, like mid-week. And then I start to really close things down and strengthen things up. So I clear. And then I really strengthen and close. And it's an amazing system. It's amazing setup, session, energetic session that really, really strengthens your land and your home. So I have a little bit of time. I want to also add in this piece. I'm going to add in this piece because I want to tell you guys this before you reach out and ask for an offering, so you already know this. Because you and your family are living in the home. So you've done some energetic work, you've done some healing, you've done some physical stuff of clearing and cleansing and decluttering and deep cleaning and some energetic pieces, and added it all up. But I also want you to go in and do some emotional relationship stuff, because everyone who lives in that house and around that house is having an energetic effect on your home. So you can do some phenomenal work. But I want you to take a look at who also is living in the home. Who are your neighbors? What community are you in? Where are you situated in? And we can and we will go over this individually, like for each session. If you sign up, if something you feel called to do is sign up for one of these sessions with me, we will go in and if I don't specifically ask you and you get curious, go ahead and ask me. We will absolutely go in and we will do this, and we will really clear and really dive deep into, kind of your community and what you're situated. Like there was one lady who was very near to a cemetery. There was an old cemetery because the cemetery was in the middle of their community, or right next to their community, and she was living very near a cemetery. That, of course, has a big impact on her home and her space, right? Of course, there's things you can do to, again, clear and cleanse and set boundaries and all of that kind of stuff. Are you next to some kind of like an internet tower or a TV tower, radio tower? Are you next to anything that will impact you on a large or a deep sense? What kind of community do you live in? What kind of neighborhood do you live in? And all of this stuff has an impact on your home, on your family, on your spaces, okay? So all of that stuff is very relevant. The next thing I'm going to add is the history. What was the historical spaces that your home went through? What was the historical spaces that your land went through? What's coming up in that essence? Was it an old war zone, or was it an old fighting grounds? I guess similar things, right? Was it a place that held a lot of peace? Do you live near a lake? Do you live near a river or an ocean? All of these things have an impact. So take note of all of these things and more. I'm trying to think of everything. But if there's anything you notice, just think of all of the things, or just get curious. I guess get curious and even ask your home. Get curious on what's going on around you. Was it a family home? Meaning, was it an old home, a homestead, right? That your family or your husband's family or whatnot, or wife's family grew up, and it was like an old homestead that many different generations went through, right? That can have an impact. What events happened there? And they probably need clearing out if they haven't already. Birth of children, death of people, innocent death of people, or not so innocent. All of those things have an impact on your home. So get curious, super, super curious on the space and energy of your home in that way. Okay. I think that was the last thing that they kind of wanted me to ask you guys to get curious about and do. Okay, so then the last thing is I'm going to tell you my story, but essentially all of this. So I was doing the decluttering, I was doing the deep cleansing, and I was doing the energy shifting, and I was getting curious on the history and the other impacts of my home. And at that point, I didn't know how to clear that stuff. Some of the stuff that was impacting my home that was above and beyond the essence that I was bringing. And so that's where this piece really, really helped me. And we really, really started to clean out other people's impacts, other event impacts, other historical impacts, other situational impacts. All of this stuff, did a divorce happen? Was an abusive marriage? All of these things, right? Illness. Was there someone with a deep ill, chronic disease or something like that? I was gonna say a deep illness, but that doesn't make sense. A severe illness. Living in that house. How did that have an impact on the space? All of that stuff needs to get cleared out. And that is what these sessions can do. That's what these sessions will do. Help you clear out all of that stuff. from your energy, from your home. And it will really, really, really help you, as I mentioned, feel lighter and just like bring the love and light. It will bring the love and light, and it will strengthen, and it will cleanse, and it will set boundaries, will set clear boundaries around, like, if there's anything outside of like as I was talking about the cemetery, right? Or the neighbors or the community, you will set boundaries around and strengthen the home, the integrity of the home, and we'll do a huge, deep clearing for you, for your family, and everyone that passes through that home. This, not necessarily this exact session, this session you may want to participate in about once a year or once every like few years. But the acts of decluttering and deep cleansing and doing your energetic work and your up-leveling work is something that's always ongoing, as I mentioned. It's something that you just continue to do over and over and over again, because you continue to stay on top of it. You continue to move out. So at the beginning, I was moving out the old stuff, right? It was the stuff like when I first started this, I forget, I think I was 29 or something. And so I was cleaning out the stuff. Like I had my childhood stuff, my school stuff, right? From like when I was in kindergarten and grade 6 and everything. I cleared out all of that stuff. I cleared out like the little handwritten notes that the kids would not even understand nowadays. And we like passed notes in school. I had all those handwritten notes to my friends, and the ones I received back, I guess, I had all of that stuff. I had all of my college stuff that I went through and I clean and cleared out. I had stuff from past relationships. I had stuff from past ideas, right? Like projects I started. Sorry, I thought my video just stopped, but it did not. Okay. I had all of that stuff and I cleared it out. I cleared out the 29 years before. And then as you continue on, number one, you'll start to find some of this stuff that doesn't resonate. It resonated with you at the time. And then as you shift, it will stop resonating with you as you start to heal it. So as you start to heal it, those things won't resonate anymore. So you'll continue to clear those out. But what I was getting at, or what I was trying to say, is that eventually, over time, as I'm saying that this is a continual process, you will start to clean and clear and cleanse the things that happened yesterday, the things that happened last week, the things that happened last month, the things that happened within the past year, the things that happened within the last 2 to 5 years, rather than holding on to something for like 30, 40, 60, 80 years, right? So as we continue to do this work, it starts to become more present. We can start to live more presently because we have the more present energy around us, because we cleared the stuff from last week. We cleared the stuff from last month. We cleared the stuff from last year, right? And we cleared the stuff from 30 years ago. We cleared the stuff from 10 years ago. We cleared all of that stuff. So this is a continual process that really, really helps you get into the moment, stay in the moment, stay present, stay caught up, stay within the energy, stay grounded, and stay present and stay clear. It brings in so much clarity. It brings in so much extra space, extra time, extra energy. Oh my gosh, we don't feel weighted down. We don't feel like we're holding on to this baggage anymore. And it's phenomenal, the good work that this does. It's phenomenal, the energy changes that happen when we do land and home clearings. Okay, as I mentioned, I do have these offerings, and so I want to refer to you. I want you to head on over to soul2soulhealing.ca and check it out. Land and home clearings. My computer is starting to glitch, so I really hope that this is working. So I'm just going to wrap this up, and I'm going to get this on to the podcast, uploaded, and away we go. So I'm going to, head you on over there. soultosoulhealing.ca. You will find land and home clearings. That's where you can find all the details. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any need more knowledge about it, you can always reach out, email, private message me. I think there should be a contact form on the website. I will just look and see. I got a notification the other day, but I'll just make sure that's still working. And then it's all good. Send me a message, however you can reach out. And I hope to really hear from you and hear how it's going, and let me know how this stuff has helped you, and if you've seen any changes by doing this stuff. And I'm telling you, going to the deeper level, going to the third level, getting someone, myself or someone else, to come in and do the deep energy work is friggin' phenomenal. That's the space I got to, and it was next level. It was next level. And I have just so many stories about even just shift, as I mentioned, we shift people where they're at. So just removing some pieces, some energetic pieces, just whatever they are, they're all different, right? So just removing those energetic pieces, removing that curse, removing that entity, removing that negative piece, removing that energy from that event or that situation, removing that relationship, removing that curse, whatever. It's just next level. It's just next level. So do your pieces at home, get super, super curious where you're at, and then reach out if you want to go to the next level. Reach out if you have any questions, and really let me know how I can support you, and when you're ready for that next level clearing. I absolutely have space to do that for you. So let me know, because it's absolutely, it's life-changing. I didn't even tell you. I told you it was life-changing for me, and the pieces that I did, and I'm still doing them to today. I do that. It's a 7-day session for you guys, an offering, but I actually do it all the time. So when you get into this energy work, I feel like it's a lot, but everything is like, once you learn Reiki, do Reiki every day. Once you learn body talk, do body talk every day, right? Once you learn mediumship, it's just like sit and meditate or do it, your energy work every day. So I do, and I add this in, I do energy work for my land, my home, my family, myself, my business, my animals, both businesses and beyond. I do it every day. Whatever's coming up, whatever's going on, I sit and I shift and I clear. So